So what's up? Today is Tuesday. I didn't get to shoot any videos yesterday whatsoever because yesterday was very, very hectic and a lot of things going on. My Mondays normally are, but normally I still take time in the morning to do video to prep for today. But I'm coming to you live, not live, today instead because there was just too much going on yesterday to get a video put together. Anyway, so schedules, right? We all have schedules. We all make specific schedules to get things done. And a lot of the times when we make these schedules, we try to include all the variables that can play into the schedule so that everything runs according to plan. Problem with scheduling. People hate it. People hate me when I make this comment. You can schedule all you want, but it won't work. I'll tell you why. Because if you schedule everything in your life, right? So many of us, we rely on our phones, we rely on our watches, we rely on a lot of integral devices and reminder type things to keep us in check with what we need to accomplish for the day, right? But the problem is our objective can change always. So, because our objective can change always, you have to be willing to adapt to the changes of objective. I can tell you my years in retail has taught me that probably more so than anything else in life. More than my kids, more than anything, really. Your schedule can drop and change at the drop of a dime, and the reason why is because there's always things that come up that weren't anticipated, that weren't planned, that were not calculated, that were not, thought about. And retail teaches you that about life, like how you can go ahead and you can try to make plans, you can try to schedule things, you can try. You can have all these reminders in the world, you can have Google Calendar, you can have all these alerts on your phone and whatnot to keep you straight on schedule. But the thing of it is, if you're living like you should be, and I use those words lightly, and the reason why is because I don't want anyone to think that I'm judging them on any level, because I'm not. But if you are pursuing any goal, whether it be weight loss, whether it be professional success, whether it would be relationship success, whatever goal you might be trying to obtain, there are always going to be times in that goal, times in that timeline, that you're going to have to readjust. There are always going to be circumstances that arise on a daily basis that's going to make you have to readjust. Like if you're trying to lose weight, if you're on a diet and you're trying to lose weight, right? You got your little packed lunch, but you're at work and your buddies invite you out to lunch, okay? You really want to go to lunch with your friends, but at the same time, you've got to be mindful of your diet. So what do you have to do? You have to adjust. Okay, where are you guys going? If you guys are going there, what does the menu look like? Because I got to make sure I stay under a certain calorie deficit and yada, yada, yada. Like, in your head. You're not telling these people this, but in your head, you're doing all these decisions. You're making all these calculations and all these decisions in your mind in 10 seconds, 15 seconds. And then your plan changes. Okay, instead of going to lunch at noon, Now you're going to lunch at 12:30 because that's when everyone else is going to lunch. Instead of having, a 550, 600 calorie meal, you're going to have a 650 calorie meal, which means you'll have to adjust your dinner and make sure that your dinner falls in sync with your diet so you don't go over your calorie deficit for the day. You're probably going to have to add gas to a vehicle, like all these little things that you don't think of. You don't think of them, and the reason why you don't think of them is because it's stuff that you make decisions about in split seconds. That's the reason why I always say it will never work out. So, like, if you make a schedule, 9 times out of 10, that schedule will not work. You will not be in the time frames in which you're trying to set yourself into. You just won't. And that's okay. I'm a person, I'm a very timeline-oriented person. Like, I put a timeline on myself to get things accomplished. And I feel like even that sometimes is just not the smartest move. It's not the best way to handle things. And the reason why is because you have to give yourself the room for adjustment. You have to give yourself the room for change. Because change is always there. It's probably the only... It's comical because change is kind of the oxymoron of life. Because change is the most consistent thing in life. Change is always there, and it's always changing. So you have to leave room for change. Too many people out there define their success by time. Now, I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, because, yeah, you should have a timeline of some sort placed on goals, so you have milestones that you can achieve for those goals and know you're getting somewhere to record your progress. However, you also have to make room for and adjust to, and, all these other things. You have to make way for the circumstances that exist that you don't know about. And that's really the point of this video. If you guys are going to define yourselves by a timeline, if you're going to define yourselves by schedule, then you need to give yourself a little bit more wiggle room. I see it too often that people get discouraged because they make something in a timeline that they anticipate to have happen or get done, and then it doesn't happen, and then they get discouraged, and then, that's where you start seeing people shut down. They stop their success. They stop themselves. It's not really the change or anything else. It's them stopping themselves. And they make, we all make up these elaborate reasons why we were not able to accomplish X, Y, and Z. Thing of it is, X, Y, and Z would have gotten accomplished if you would have just kept going. If you would have just kept pushing. There's this image that, and I love this image because this image is so real and it speaks so fluently to what I'm talking about right now. You got somebody digging underground. He's got, the pitchfork in his hand. He's slamming them against these rocks, right? And he's digging, and he's digging, and he's digging, and he's digging because he's trying to get to this gold. And it shows like 3 different captions. 6 feet in, 12 feet in, 18 feet in. And just about when he gets close to the diamonds, and you can see it in the image, right? The diamonds are right there. He stops. Because he's tired, because he's sweaty, because he's hot and he can't do it anymore. Or at least he thinks. But if he would have kept swinging that pickaxe for maybe 5 or 6 more real swings, he would have hit the diamonds. He would have hit pay dirt. He would have achieved his goal. But instead, he did all that work and then he walked away from it. That's the part I got a problem with. Yeah, all of us have so much potential in our lives and ourselves and what we can do and who we can become. But very few of us are willing to go through the work, the grit, the struggle to achieve it. And it's not out of laziness, because I feel like a great deal of us, if we could get there, we would. Like, it has nothing to do with the work. I feel like the problem we have is we get discouraged. We let ourselves get all caught up here in the timelines and the schedules and the misses, and we complicate our success so much that we're like, and we just leave it. Like, it's like a big ball of telephone wire, you know? Like, telephone wire is probably the worst when it comes to wiring that, like, bundles up and gets all tangled and twisted. Telephone wire is the worst. And I know most of us don't have regular house rotary phones anymore, but I'm just saying, like, back when I was a kid, that was the worst, man. Like, you go to pick up the house phone to call somebody, to let somebody know you're coming over, and you go to walk away from the wall a little bit, and you can't. Because phone wire is all kinds of twisted and knotted up in itself. So you can only go so far. That's how we treat our level of success. We treat our mindset, our timelines, in a way of we jumble it up into this big ball of, you know, wrapped up wires, because we feel like we cannot achieve the goal that we're setting out to achieve because of all the complications that have arose, or all the stalls, or all the, you know, pauses or breaks or scheduling things that fell out of our control. We look at it and we're like, man, and you just give. Like, I can't do this anymore. I can't make this anymore. I can't. Like, I've tried and I've tried and I've tried, and every time I've tried, I've gotten hit with this, I've gotten hit with that, I've gotten hit with this, and I've gotten hit with that. And you gotta stop that. You gotta stop blocking your own success by coming up with stories on why you can't. You just need to get that ball, that big ball of wires, and start sorting them out, and get to where you need to go. Get to where you should go. That's really it for today, I think. I've been in my head a lot. Like, I've been having a lot of my own struggles for the past couple weeks now, and like, it gets hard. It really does. It gets hard because you get in your head and you psych yourself out. Like, this isn't going to work itself out. I don't know what I'm going to do. This isn't going to sort itself out. I don't know what I'm going to do. And the thing of it is, like, it will sort itself out, but you can't give up. You can't fold. You have to keep going. You can't fold. I don't know. That's what I've got. I hope you guys got something out of this video. I love you guys tremendously. I hope you guys have a safe, wonderful Tuesday. It's only 64 degrees where I am right now. It's supposed to get up to like a high of 69, 70. It's not bad. I'm not upset. I kind of like the cooler days every now and again. Don't get me wrong, I love the sun. And I'm definitely not feeling the rain that we're supposed to get in the forecast today, but, you know, it is what it is. We just got to keep going. So, I hope you guys have a blessed Tuesday. I hope you guys go kill it today. I wish you all of the success in the world, because every single one of you out there that are working towards it deserve it. This life is not easy. And I honestly feel like because it's not easy, if you're willing to put in the work, man, you deserve whatever you can get. You deserve all of it because it's that hard. But it's obtainable. All right. I'm out.